Hi everybody, welcome to day 3 of our 15 minutes of flexibility for our 21-day focus here at Wolf Fitness. Hope you've enjoyed the first two, are easily managing to squeeze them into your day, and we're looking forward to getting the rest of the focus done. Okay, today, no equipment needed, not near a couch or chair or bench, don't need any bands or anything, just got my mat. I'm going to start off on the floor, and you should be fine to do this wherever you need. Okay, if you need to pause and run and get your mat and come back and press play, then follow the video. I'm going to get straight down, 15 minutes, done. Okay, just set my timer, and we're going to be starting off, if you want to get ready, in our half kneeling position. Okay, with our hands on the floor for a couple of positions in our half kneeling position. So, timer is on, and we're coming down with both hands just inside the front foot. Slide your back foot as far back as you can, and we're not going to go elbows to the ground on this today. We're just going to go hands inside the heel, taking a couple of deep breaths, and I like to just move my hips side to side a little bit, and always feeling this half kneeling position here on my inner thigh, hamstring, and the hip of the back leg. Hip flexors at the front of the leg is at the back. The more I go to this side, I feel it there. The more I go to this side, I feel it in this hamstring. So just gently moving side to side. And if you're uncomfortable, you'll slide a little bit forward. Okay, the further back I am, the lower I am, the more advanced stretches. Staying where you are, you're going to lift this hand and turn your body, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure to this knee. Okay, pushing that out, you're going to feel something there on the back of that hip and glute. So I'm just turned over to look over this leg as far as I can, and I'm just going to push that away. Again, if you're quite uncomfortable, you'll release that a little bit. You'll just focus on turning. Okay, if you're comfortable, you'll turn a little bit further. You give it a nice push, and we're just holding here. Again, when I'm in the position, I just like to gently see how far I can push that out, leaning into it. Back leg again is slid back as far as it'll go. Just that little bit of movement in the position. Feeling the stretch move around a little bit, feeling different areas of tightness, and holding what I feel is most tight. And we're going to come up out of that nice and easy, and we're just going to lean into this ankle here, okay? Ankle, really tight spot for a lot of people, will really inhibit your squat depth, so somewhere we should focus daily. A lot of us focus on big muscles when we're rolling and stretching, hamstrings, glutes, quads, calf and ankle. Maybe ignore the small bit. This is very, very simple. You can pop a kettlebell on it if you want for a little bit more weight to push it out, but I always find I can get a nice bit here just in this, spending time in this position. Again, moving slightly side to side with the knee to feel different stretches in the bottom of my calf going into my Achilles. And we're going to swap sides now and get back to the start and repeat that little complex. Okay, so front foot is forward, hands are on the ground, just inside the ankle or inside the heel. Back foot is as far back as it can get. And I'll just get comfortable first before I start doing any movement. Okay, so hands are flat. Again, aware that I'm just trying to keep my chest and my chin up, so my upper back is straight. Always trying to avoid rounding in my upper back. And now as I get comfortable in it, I just move, swaying side to side, going towards the front leg. I get that bit more in that hamstring and inner thigh. I'm going out more, feel it a bit more back here in the hip flexors of that back leg. And just that little gentle movement. If the stretch opens up and you can slide your back foot back further, do that. Okay, that will help you advance the stretch. You might start it off with your knee a bit closer to you. Slide it back as the stretch opens up. And then again, staying where we are, coming up, turning our body to look over that leg and pushing that knee out slightly. Taking a couple of breaths to make sure that we're just nice and relaxed. And as the stretch eases off, then I'd start that little bit of movement again and that gentle push away of the knee. Get adventurous with it. As the minute goes on, the stretch will open up and you can get maybe a bit more adventurous with it to push it that away. Again, if you're unable to push away, don't worry, just focus on that reach, that turn up and across where you're looking behind you. Okay, coming out of that nice and easy. We're going to sit down, just continue with that inner thigh area again for another couple of stretches. We're just going to tuck the foot in, okay, and get down and grab that. We'll hold it for the guts of the minute. Okay, the hamstring of this leg is going to get nicely hit. And my lower back on the opposite side as well. Okay, so we're getting aggressive with the pull around and just try and latch on and hold it. And with those couple of breaths, you'll gradually sink that a little bit lower into it. Really feeling a nice bit here on my lower back on the opposite side. Once I can get this hand down to the toe, you're going to really open up that side. And then the more you can get your head down towards your knee, the more you're going to hit that hamstring. Okay, stay nice and relaxed, take those couple of breaths. And coming out of that nice and easy, we just swap sides and go straight down onto the other side. So tuck that heel in as much as you can. Get that hand over and down to your toes and start sinking down towards your knee. Again, in all positions, if we're uncomfortable, just come slightly up out of it. Never want to be in any discomfort, okay, in any of these stretches. Just once you feel it, that's enough. You don't need to go beyond just feeling the stretch. You're not looking for any discomfort. And gradually working your head closer to your knee as the stretch opens up. And coming out of that nice and easy. And we're going to straddle and just try and get down out in front as much as possible, okay? That might be just here with hands on the floor out the front, that's fine. You're going to start feeling it nicely on your inner thighs. If you're able to get elbows down, even better. Some people might be able to get a bit more. Okay, so just reach out with your hands. If you're able to put your elbows down, fantastic. And we hold this for a minute. Huge stretch here now on the inner thighs, both adductors getting done. And I like to, if you're able to, I like to just rest my hands, okay? I rest my head in my hands. Helps me relax, helps me sink deeper into the stretch. And wiggle your feet around in this one if you need for a little bit more comfort. You might find just moving those feet slightly will slide your legs into a better position. Again, if you're struggling, just come back up to this position, that's perfectly fine. Only down on the elbows with your head in your hands if you can manage comfortably. Alright, coming out of that nice and easy, and we're going to hit our glutes lying on our back. So we'll all do our right leg first, just so it's a bit easier to follow. You're going to be lying back, you're going to lift your right leg up, right hand goes behind the knee, and left hand is going to pull the toe down towards the floor. Okay, so you're going right hand behind the right knee, left hand onto the right foot, pull it down and over, and just lie back facing off the ceiling, and we'll hold this for a minute. Okay, nice bit of glute getting stretched there, pulling this knee in tight to my chest, and pulling the foot close to the floor. Try not to roll completely onto your side at this one. We want to try and keep our chest and our eyes up to the ceiling. If you roll completely onto your side, you might actually lose a bit of that stretch. So keeping my chest facing up to the ceiling, eyes just looking up. And as I settle into this, you can see I'll move my knee around my chest a little bit, just searching for that tightness and holding it when I find it. And coming out of that then, I'm just swapping sides. So left leg up, left hand behind the knee, right hand grabs the foot, pull it down to the side, and we hold that there for the minute. Again, not rolling completely onto your side, trying to keep your chest facing up to the ceiling. Keeping your eyes up, trying to keep your back somewhat flat. And then coming out of that, we're going to jump up onto our knees and we're going to hit our quads. Okay, before we finish with a little bit of shoulders and around the back. Okay, so on your knees, we're going to sit back onto our heels as much as we can. I'm going to have a little gap between my knees so they're not right here together like so. That will restrict around the ankle and the knee a bit more. So just put a little natural kind of gap between them. And I'm going to reach back and we'll hold this position here, okay, stretching both quads for the minute, okay. Once I get settled into the position, having taken those couple of breaths and get comfortable, I'll try and lift my hips off my heels by squeezing my glutes like so, and that will help me advance the stretch, okay, or feel a further stretch in those quads. But I won't hold that too long, it's a bit too tough to hold up off the heels for too long, so I'll hold it for a couple of seconds, I'll go back down. Take another breath just down here, readjust my hands, and then try and lift again for another few seconds. So again, that lift by squeezing the glutes will advance the stretch in the quads. I'll hold that, and then I'll just sit back down the heels. I'll do that once more before we finish up in this position. And we're going to stay down here, okay, hit the shoulders and chest with a stretch in a very similar position. Leaving your hands where they were behind you, but just make sure your fingers are pointing backwards. Okay, I'll slide my hips away from my hands as much as I can. Immediately I'll start to feel a bit of a stretch here on the front of those shoulders. Once I get comfortable, I'll just stretch out my legs in front to make sure that I'm as far away as I can get from my hand, and I'll lean back, lift that chin up to the ceiling, just hold this now. You might be restricted, okay, in the front of your shoulders. If there's a bit of a pinch, just come back a small bit. The further away your hips are from your hands, the more advanced the stretch. So once you're out in front, you're fine, you're going to be feeling it. But again, not going to discomfort, okay? Come back up a little bit if you have to. Not much movement, okay, in this position. I'm just holding it. And if I feel the stretch ease off, I will slide that a little bit further away. Alright, coming out of that nice and easy. Now we're just going to finish off then, flicking straight over. For a minute down our child's pose, okay? Just to hit that lower back a little bit. And relax, hands are up front. We're going to sit back onto our heels as much as we can. Again, a little gap between the knees. And as far away as you can get those fingertips, get your head down onto your mat, and we'll hold that, taking a couple of breaths. Throughout the minute, I'll be trying to claw my fingers a little bit further away, and I'll be ensuring that I'm sitting back onto my heels at all times. Small little bit of movement in the hips from side to side here might help you feel one side of your lower back a bit tighter than the other. So just shift my hips slightly side to side as I go. And coming up out of that then, just nice and easy, not too quick. Always be a bit lightheaded having been down with your head down on that one. That's pretty much our 15 minutes just done. Thank you very much. Again, before or after training for these is perfect, or first thing in the morning to start your day, or last thing at night to switch off, okay? 15 minutes, get it done, keep it going. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you tomorrow.